How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? And my name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, today, we have another rumor, but I want to make sure to point this out before we get into this rumor video, guys. Please, for the love of God, please, and this is just going to those people who take shit way too seriously, okay? Listen, a rumor is a rumor, okay? Which means that just because it says something doesn't mean that that thing is true or guaranteed to happen. Okay, you guys clearly want me to cover rumors because those are the videos that seem to get the most views, and also I get comments on my other content, the things that are not rumor related, people complaining and saying like, where is the rumor videos? So clearly you guys want rumor videos, which I'll keep doing, but here's the thing you need to understand. For example, there was this thing that came out from PokeJungle, a prediction and slash rumor, whatever you want to call it, speculation, I guess, from PokeJungle, which said that they thought the next Pokemon trailer would drop on the 14th, if I'm doing that right, on the 14th of this month, right? We're in the 18th now, so in 4 days. It never happened, right? And I remember I talked about that, and I covered it, and I said, I mean, hey, it makes sense with, like, what they looked at the, you know, their prediction makes sense, but I did say it's not guaranteed, and I most likely won't happen. Why? Because things change. Just because, like, the thing with Pokemon you need to realize is, you can look at patterns, but never take patterns as is-all, end-all, okay? Just because something's done in a pattern previously doesn't mean they'll continue that. Like, that's the same way people used to say, like, oh, they did a remake, then they did a new generation, so that means that's the next thing that's gonna happen again, or blah, 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 blah. Like, for example, people thought that black and, like, for example, like, look at this, right? We had red, blue, yellow, or red, blue, and then yellow, right? We had gold, silver, crystal. We had ruby, sapphire, emerald, diamond, pearl, platinum. Then people expected black and white, and then gray, but that never happened. They changed things around. They did black and white too, totally out of nowhere, right? Then we got X and Y. People expected to get Z. Then they expected maybe we'll get X and Y too. Never happened. None of that happened. We got Omega Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire, and then we instantly got Sun and Moon after that, right? So the thing I'm trying to get to is, like, expecting a pattern from Pokemon is not a thing you should do, because patterns break all the time, especially with Pokemon, and with promotional cycles, they do that all the time. Remember, Pokemon Detective Pikachu just came out this month, literally a few days ago, or like a week ago barely. It started its airing in, in cinemas. So the movie's still relevant, it's still getting promotion until the end of this month. It'll be getting promotion. Even into next month, it'll be still getting a little bit of promotion, which means that they won't be spending that time trying to also promote a video game when they're trying to promote the movie. There's they're conflicting forces. You're trying to, get two different things to go against each other. It's just not gonna work, okay? That's just how it is, and that's how things are. So please keep in mind with, like, rumors and stuff, that just because one thing is one way, and, just because it's said by someone, that doesn't mean it is all end all truth, okay? Just because it's speculated or it makes sense with previous moments of Pokemon promotion doesn't mean that's gonna happen again. So keep that in mind. It's something you need to remember. That's something I have to tell myself every single time I look into these things, is that I gotta tell myself, hey, Ruffle, remember that just because it was like this back then, that doesn't mean it's going to be like this now. Because last time around, with Sun and Moon's promotional cycle and X and Y's promotional cycle, we had news about 2 months after the games were revealed. Even during those 2 months, there was small things that were shown. This time around, there's none. There's none of that stuff. There's nothing being shown. And that's because this time around, the promotional cycle is different. This time there's a movie in the middle of the month where they start promotion, which would be May. This time around, the promotion will start in June instead, because that's when E3 is happening, and we'll probably get another trailer during E3, which is what they always do. And that's something that's not like a pattern thing. That's just something that's normal. They're doing a Nintendo Direct. They gotta do a new trailer there because the game hasn't been getting any information for a long time, and they know that they need to promote the game more. So if you're expecting news at any specific time that is pretty much guaranteed to happen, then that's E3. And I know it's far away or whatever, but honestly, guys, it's a month away, and a month goes away like this if, you just don't think about these things. Like, I know you guys want news, but if you just don't think about it too much, or if you just kind of like, go day by day doing other things, it will get you there quicker. That's what I do. I just, kind of turn off my brain about the thoughts about it, outside of making YouTube videos. I turn my brain off from, from thinking about news and stuff, and then once there is news and stuff and rumors and stuff to cover, that's when I turn my brain on a little bit, like, once per day or twice per day, I'll turn my brain on for, this particular topic. So do keep that in mind, as it's something something important to remember. So please do note, just because I'm going to read this rumor, this does not mean it's confirmed, or that it's even close to being likely to happen. It's just a rumor, so take it as that, okay? So here's what we have, guys. So this was posted by Knight101 on 4chan, saying the next Pokemon Direct for Sword and Shield will air on Wednesday, May the 22nd. There will be an announcement for it the day before, which, okay, so the 22nd would be a Wednesday, and it will be announced on a Tuesday. Now, as far as I know, Pokemon don't tend to do any directs on this day of the week. It just doesn't happen on Wednesdays usually. I think it's actually, I think it's usually Thursdays or Fridays they do it. So already there, it's sketchy. And also, we've seen these kind of things before. It doesn't, you know, feel like this is any different. It's like, he isn't giving us any proof. He's just saying it's going to happen on the May the 22nd. And a lot of people have already covered this and talked about this. And I've been asked to cover it because, well, you guys want to, you know, hear about these things. But personally, and I want to give my opinion on it, there just isn't anything indicating that. There's just, the time frame doesn't make any sense. It doesn't seem like it's, like, really balanced. And we just had recently, like, literally, like, yesterday, I think it was, or was it the day before that, we had a Super Mario Maker Direct, right? Which does then make it so that, you know, this isn't an impossibility. There's always a chance that something else will happen. So, in all fairness, anything is possible. You never know with these things. It's always a little bit of a hit or miss. I bet you never miss, you know, type of deal. So you never really know. But let's continue with what they have to say here. So there will be and here's the thing, though. If it ends up happening, amazing, we're getting news, but for right now, I don't believe it, okay? Just, there's not enough here from the initial reading that tells me, but let's go into what the rest is. There will be an announcement for it the day before. Trailer will show new legendaries, both wolves and both pure steel. Signature moves are shown as well as their abilities. Nothing too special, wasn't crazy about the design. Fair enough. Then we have bird Pokemon shown. It's a blue jay, a normal flying, and at least for the first form. Bug Pokemon is shown as well, a small round beetle, pure bug for the first form at least, or the first stage. And then we have a poison dart frog Pokemon with huge hands, gets a move called Venom Clap, which does damage and sets up Toxic Spike. Isn't that a little bit OP though? Isn't that a little bit OP? Like, a move which does damage and then also sets up Toxic Spikes. Then what's the point of Toxic Spikes, right? Because, like, if Venom Clap is a move, then does that mean that's a move that can be used on other Pokemon as well? Because if it's only for this Pokemon, then that would make this Pokemon, like, the best setup Pokemon to have. It's like, great, you want to run a Pokemon with that, you know, can use Toxic Spikes? Well, shit, you can use this thing and just use Venom Clap and essentially do damage plus set up Toxic Spikes for the rest of the, you know, match. It's like perfect. It's literally perfect. It's a little bit too powerful, I'd say. It's a poison water type, apparently. Apparently, the thing is going to show that shows the professor. It's a woman named Professor Cypress. I mean, I know Cyprus is a country, but is this a tree as well? Usually they name them after trees, or always name them after trees, as far as I can tell. Her lab is the house by the lake, overgrown by plants. She studies the effects of human innovation on nature and Pokemon. Not sure what that means. First gym leader is an old blacksmith who remembers the region when it only started to begin innovation. He's in the steampunk city. Okay, and that would be like the first city that you see, which I can't remember exactly what it's based on, if it's like Manchester or something else, but it's that kind of like, you know, old school kind of bronze, you know, styled city, whatever. The trailer talks about the importance of trains in the region, which makes sense. We've seen trains shown off, like train tracks going through the whole region. So trains will definitely be important. Probably more important than they were in like Black and White. They'll probably be way more important in this game, but I wonder how they're going to be used, and if there's going to be like, if they're going to be like kind of a fast travel thing, or if they're going to be interactable where you actually can walk around in the train while it's, you know, moving. Like, how's that going to work? I'm really curious. Don't really get to see many new areas in the trailer, except new parts of the steampunk city, including inside a train station. I should note, I don't have inside information on the game itself, just the specific direct, and that is fair enough. There's really not much else to say about it. So personally, I will point out again, for the sense of like what it says right there, like it being on May the 22nd, it just doesn't seem to make enough sense to me. Maybe I'm wrong about the dates, okay? Listen, like, don't take everything as I say as gospel. If you look at Pokemon Directs, and we look at specifically Pokemon Directs, not like Nintendo Directs, like Pokemon Directs specifically, and we search up the list here. Let's see, can we find like a Wikipedia article? Here we go. Let's see, okay, search up Pokemon here, and I will find. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. Let's make sure we put this over here on the other screen so you guys can see this. So let's start from the top here. So the first one they did was for X and Y on January the 8th, 2013. And January the 8th, 2013. Let's go back here real quick to. I'm just gonna move back on my calendar here to 2013, which is gonna take quite some time to press through, but it's worth it just to see when that happened, so we can get a little bit of a better idea of what's going on here. So it was in January. So let's go back to January. Here we go. So January January the 8th. So that was a Tuesday. It happened on a Tuesday. See, whereas the other one would have happened on, whereas this new one would be on a Wednesday. So that was a Tuesday, right? Okay, let's see the next one then. It was on September 4th, 2013. Let me see what that was. September 4th, 2013. What day was that? That was let's see. That was, let's see, wait, September 4th. 4th, and then October 10th. So September 4th was another, okay, this was not direct though, for Pokemon, this was just included there. But let's see, the September the 4th would be a Wednesday, so that would be a Wednesday, that would actually make sense. This one would be aligned with, because that's the thing, right? I remember usually Fridays and Wednesdays, but Thursdays are for Nintendo Directs. This is the thing, right? They usually have days for these things usually set, because they tend to kind of, you know, go down the kind of like usually the same path. Now, February the 26th, 2016, let's see when that was. This wasn't as long ago, so I should be able to get down to it pretty fast this time around. Which was February. Let's get back to February. And here we have. So it was on the 26th, which would be a Friday. Yeah, so this was a Friday. I remember Fridays usually, because I remember when I saw Pokemon Directs, they tend to be on Fridays usually. And then on 2016 in June of 2016, there was also another one here, another Pokemon Direct on the 6th, and that was on a Monday. Huh. Where did the idea of like this being a pattern then come? Because I usually see. Okay, so this actually makes sense then. Let's see, 27th. Let's see. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 2019, on the 27th. The 27th was, I'm pretty sure, was a Wednesday, right? So that's why I'm a bit confused, because Wednesday makes sense, right? Like that would make sense. I think I remember that somewhere in my head that we'd seen Wednesday Directs. Is it then Nintendo Directs that have a different kind of time frame, or is it Pokemon Directs that have just kind of random? Now, so far, if you look through here, the first one happened on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday. Okay, so one happened on a Monday, one on a Tuesday, two on a Friday, and two on a Wednesday. That's a total of like what, 6, 7 maybe, 7, 6, 7, something like that. I'd say. Well, so one. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. I thought it was 6. They also list down here, like, you know, other things. But if that's 5 only, then that's 2 on Friday, 2 on Friday. Definitely 2 on Friday. Definitely 2 on Friday. Okay, I'm not sure if this is even that important. Either way, the last time we had a direct was when exactly? Let's look back right here real quick. So if this was on June the 6th, this was Ultra Sun and Moon. And okay. Sun and Moon was on the 26th of February 2016. They announced the games, brand new generation, and then they didn't do another Nintendo Direct Pokemon Direct in all this time. They didn't do another one until the next year for Ultra Sun and Moon. So the year that Sun and Moon came out, they didn't do another Pokemon Direct. Whereas with X and Y, they did do another, whatchamacallit, like a, what would the word be? Like they did another Pokemon kind of like X and Y feature in a Nintendo Direct on October the 10th here, as you can see, right? There were other Nintendo Directs in between here, but this one was for Monster Hunter 4, this one was for Wii Fit U and Wii U and Nintendo 3DS games were here. So October the 1st, and then they did another one here on October the 10th, 2013, which featured X and Y and Monster Hunter 4. So, let's put it like this, okay, to kind of end this little discussion of mine here, because I kept going for too long, I'm sorry. To put it like this, okay, the likeliness of this happening is 50-50, okay? there just isn't enough here from this guy to prove that he's real. He doesn't provide any proof, he doesn't give any sort of like indication of proof, and also there's just nothing to say that is real, because we've seen these, we literally have seen these a million times. Now, I hope and pray to God that this is real, because it would be great to get some actual new information, because we haven't seen anything from the game since the announcement, and it's been like almost 3 months now since then. It's been a long time. I mean, sure, previous times in Pokemon there have been longer times without any kind of news, but it's been a long time now since we actually had information, and it would be nice to get some info to kind of get like everybody else, you know, everybody interested again, because people are losing interest, man. People lose interest very quickly nowadays, you know. It's very quickly like just people forget about things, so it'd be nice if we got something to get people back in. So in general terms, interesting. Don't know really what else to say. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a like down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.